we build something called an MVP, cash injection sprint, to really help you kind of get some clients in through the door. And the very first thing that you're going to need to understand, when launching your coaching business, what's going on, guys? It's Andy Mattis here. And if you're looking to start a coaching business in 2022, then you're definitely in the right place, because in this video, I'm going to reveal some of the easiest ways that you can start a coaching business without needing any prior experience. And I know you're probably thinking, Andy, I'm a little bit confused. I don't really know where to start. But don't worry, because in this video, I'm going to show you the exact process that you can use to start a coaching business in 2022. So stay tuned. So welcome back, guys. So very first thing that you're going to need to understand, when launching your coaching business, is what your MVP is. Okay, so MVP stands for minimum viable program. Okay, so what is a minimum viable program? All right. Before I kind of get into that, I just want to basically explain one of the biggest mistakes that most coaches and consultants make when they come into the online space. All right. They're like, okay, I can't go out there and sell my product because I haven't got it built. I can't go out there and sell my online course because I haven't built it. Right. And they're doing things the wrong way around. So instead of building a course, we build something called an MVP. Right. An MVP is just basically a one-page piece of paper which has basically your course mapped out. Okay, so we don't actually build anything until we sell it, and I'll basically kind of explain why in just a second. All right, so we just basically, let's say for example that you have an 8-week program. So typically programs are going to be somewhere between the sort of 8 weeks to 12 week sort of range, right? So let's just say, for example, that we have an 8-week program. We just basically map out on a piece of paper, what we're going to be sort of teaching each week. And that's essentially going to be our program, right? We haven't built any slides. We haven't touched any membership portals. We haven't done any of that crazy stuff yet. We've just mapped it out on a piece of paper. So now once we have this concept, we just focus on the sales and marketing aspect side of things and actually go out there and try and sell it. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of these kind of platforms like Uber, they didn't just start at the top. They map out, a skeletal kind of, MVP of where they're going to start. And then they've basically grown on top of that. Okay. Again, another one of the biggest mistakes that most people make is they come up with an idea. They have this idea in their head that, they've got this amazing thing and that is going to work. But the only way to really know if your idea is any good is if somebody's willing to pay you money for it. Now, you may think that somebody's willing to pay you money for it, but the only way to really know is to actually sell it. So what we do is we map out this MVP so we know exactly what we're going to sell. When we're marketing to people, we can talk to them. We can tell them, okay, here's what we're going to be going through, because you've mapped it out. And then you sell it. And then once you've sold it, you basically say to them, okay, so the first coaching call is going to start in a week's time. And that gives you 7 days to build out week 1 of your program. Okay. You deliver week 1, and then you have another 7 days to build out week 2. So you're just basically staying a week ahead of the curve. Okay, guys. So there's a 4-step process that we take people through to get them from no clients to closing clients to delivering their coaching. Okay. And that process goes content. We start with content. Then we go to conversions. So we're helping them convert people from, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever platform that is that they're using. We help them convert them then. Then we go to closing. So we teach them how to sell. We teach them how to actually close over the phone, how to, what that process looks like. It doesn't matter if you've never done sales before, we teach you all of that good stuff. And then the 4th part we go is delivering the actual coaching itself. All right. So you've gone through that 4-step process. You're posting content, converting people from Facebook Messenger or wherever it is, Instagram Messenger. You're closing over the phone, and then you've actually got to the point where you're delivering your coaching. All right. So I've already kind of touched upon basically partly how we do this, but we basically, tell them on the phone that, right, the first coaching call is going to be taught live in 7 days. Okay, so you'd schedule in a time to do it. This live call is going to be somewhere in the range of 1 to 2 hours. And you basically jump on a Zoom call and you deliver the coaching live. Now, one of the benefits of doing this live is that you're not perfect, okay? You are going to miss things. This is why we don't kind of build out a whole course before we've even sold it. It just doesn't make sense, right? But let's say, for example, that you've mapped out your course, okay? You start delivering your coaching live to these people. The really interesting thing about this is your students will ask questions, okay? There's going to be gaps. There's going to be little things that you miss. Your students will ask questions. And where you're recording this stuff live, it kind of creates a really good sort of mastermind environment, right? You're recording these videos live, and at the end of it, you can plug these videos into a membership portal, which can become your actual course. So when your other students are, start plugging into this online portal, they are basically hearing the feedback from these other students and getting their questions answered that way, versus you building out an online course that you think is going to be amazing and not taking any feedback from anyone else, and then boom, it's really confusing for all of your students going through the process. So you spend 1 to 2 hours on these Zoom calls, let's say for example every Friday, deliver your coaching, and that's the best way for you to be able to deliver this stuff, right? And look guys, this is the exact process that I use to start and grow a coaching business to over 6 figures, okay? And this is the exact process that I walk my students through to do the exact same thing. Like typically, if you came in to work with me, we typically try and help you kind of get to that sort of $10,000 plus per month within the first sort of 30 to 45 days, okay? So we have like a sort of cash injection sprint to really help you kind of get some clients in through the door. But like, what happens once you get there? The next step for you is to really sort of focus on building infrastructure, okay? So once you get to the 10K per month, there's a different sort of system that you're going to need to continue sort of scaling, right? So what does that infrastructure look like, okay? It looks like sort of diversifying the platforms that you're on and marketing, right? Because you've got a 4-step process down, okay? So creating content, you know how to convert people, you know how to then sell them on the phone, and you've been delivering your content, right? So by this stage, you've got a fully built online course, okay? So you don't have to focus on delivering the content anymore because that's all taken care of. So you have an online course which is pretty much automated. So the next step is to really just sort of plug more people into the system so that you can collect more feedback from your program and then focus on building a version 2.0 after you've collected feedback from your students about what they liked, where they thought the program could use improvement, etc., and what they want to see in version 2.0. Okay, so you want to diversify the platforms that you're on, okay? So you want to be on, multiple platforms at this point. You could be on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, all of these different places, okay? But I know you're probably thinking, Andy, this is probably going to be too much for me to handle on my own, right? Because if you're trying to be in multiple places at once, it's just going to be sort of catastrophic, right? So you then focus on building a team, okay? You focus on having someone to take care of your content, okay? You hire a sales closer, okay? You hire a setter, someone that's going to be setting up points from you. You may hire sort of like a project manager, someone to take care of, your projects and stuff like that. So you build a team, okay, to help you sort of be on all of these different platforms. And that is essentially the key to scale, guys. All right. So if any of you are kind of struggling, any of you are looking for like a step-by-step process on, how to really sort of build this out and you want my help doing it, if you click the first link down in the description, there'll be a link where you'll be able to book a call and talk to either myself or somebody on our team about helping you scale your coaching business to 6 figures in 2022. And if you got value from this video, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any future content on how to make money online. And make sure you check out my playlist just so that you don't miss out on all of the good tips I post about making money online with your coaching business. Thanks for tuning in, guys.